disturbing thing, and I'm not proud to share that, because I'll be honest with you, I have instincts like everyone else does. I want to have children, but I also don't want my children to grow up in a dystopian world. And when I see what's happening here, I see what's happening to our climate and our ecosystem. I see our civilization just consuming nature. Like I said, I grew up here, and I could not remember as a young man or a boy looking out at the landscape and seeing smog. For the past few years, we've seen disgusting wildfire congestion in our atmosphere. We had the worst air quality in the entire world last year that was recorded. Our Governor Inslee shared that. His presidential campaign, and people were quick to fact check him. Turns out it was true. Worse than Beijing. That is a consequence of our lifestyle. And I believe that it's very important young people in this country stand up and start making changes, redefining what it means to build sustainable housing or to live sustainably. And that's what I'm most passionate about. I will point out, and I thank everybody who put this Indivisibles group together and invited us out here. I'm very much for this initiative. I think that the Tea Party's effect on Washington politics was immense in the earlier part of this decade, and I think it's very appropriate that we respond in this way. But people have a culture in this country of looking to the federal government to make changes, systemic changes that affect the entire country. So if we're looking for political reformation, government reformation, to really fundamentally change the way we operate as a society, we can't look to the federal government. It's not an effective strategy. It always begins from the bottom up. And that's why I think it's so important that people look to municipal government and understand that the choices that lead to environmental destruction or climate change, global warming, those are everyday choices. That's the decision to cut down a forest and put homes there instead. It's a decision to build using unsustainable materials or to discourage new innovations like bioplastics or electric vehicles. We can decide that Snoqualmie, for example, is going to show the other cities how it's done. Why are we waiting for Seattle to pass a new Green New Deal? Or to figure out how to address the plastic ban situation, legislation addressing petroleum plastics contaminating our oceans and our entire planet. Why are we waiting around for somebody else to solve the problem? This city has a reputation for being in the wilderness. People visit here because there are so many trails nearby. They come to see the natural tourist attractions like Snoqualmie Falls or Pike Mountain Side. They come here because of the natural beauty. We are apt to take up the mantle of responsibility and maintain a reputation of environmental sustainability and eco-friendly policies in government that everybody else looks to as a model. And that is the main reason I'm running. I am a passionate environmentalist, and I'd like to see new leadership and better representation in our current municipal government that actually represents the entire city.
Thank you so much.
Good.
Any questions for Will? Thank you. Is Jeff here, Jeff Doyle? Oh, that's you. Sitting right next to him, I didn't know.